Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh man, I have had a long day today, and so I am happy to finally have a moment to relax and sit down to film this video for you guys, and it is one of everyone's favorites, Scrabble Picks My TBR. This is a TBR game I play where the words that I spell in Scrabble will act as the prompts for the books I read this month. When I reach 150 points, then I will get to add a free pick to the TBR. Same rules as Scrabble apply, so no proper names, and every word I spell has to be found in the dictionary of my choice. I get one star tile that I can use to switch out my letters at one point throughout the game, and I collect the points for the word when I successfully complete that prompt. After the last Scrabble TBR I did in June, I am currently sitting at 107 points. The one book from my June TBR that I am still in the middle of reading is Becoming by Michelle Obama. I meant to finish it in July, but I was so busy with the Jane Austen July readathon and other commitments that I did not do a lot of reading, so I still need to finish that in August. People in my June TBR video said I should check out the audiobook for Becoming, so I will see if that's available. But without further ado, let's get into this month's TBR picks. So let's dive into the picks. The letters that I carried over from the last Scrabble TBR I did were L, Y, Y, I, A. And I also have one star tile that I can use to switch out my letters at any one point throughout the game with no consequences. Now I'm going to draw some more letters and we will dive into the picks. Shake up that bag and let's see what we get. First, E. Why that took me so long, I don't know. I'm recording this in voiceover because I was not home alone when I filmed this and there was some background noise, so that's why I'm doing a voiceover. Then we got an R. So for this, I decided that I was going to use one of those Y's and spell the word year. So for this, I used a random number generator, put in the numbers 1800, 2021, and whatever number came up, I have to read a book that is from that year. And the lucky winner was 2015. So the first prompt was year, and the random year that was generated for me was 2015. Relatively recent considering it could have been any year from 1800 onwards. So looking at my TBR, there are 5 books on my TBR that were published in the year 2015. Charlotte Bronte, A Fiery Heart by Claire Herman, SPQR, A History of Ancient Rome by Mary Beard, A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn, The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, and The Orphan Queen by Jody Meadows. So originally I was thinking I would read Charlotte Bronte, A Fiery Heart because that's on my physical TBR. It's right back here. However, since I have to finish Becoming, I don't really want to read another nonfiction, so I will not be reading that or SPQR. The Fifth Season I have heard is really good, but it's a serious undertaking that I don't think I am emotionally ready for this month. I just don't think I have the time to start that. And The Orphan Queen by Jody Meadows, this is on my TBR and I don't remember why I added it or what it's about. So by process of elimination, I am going to be reading A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. This is the first in the Veronica Speedwell series, and I think this is sort of a Victorian era mystery series with a female main character, possibly some romance on the side, and I have a lot of historical mysteries on my TBR because I love historical fiction and I love mysteries. This is just a genre that really interests me and I want to read more. I mean, God, I just want to be a woman in a period drama, wearing a corset and solving crimes with my true love. That's the ultimate dream. So this series follows Veronica Speedwell, a young woman living in Victorian London who is much more interested in the pursuit of scientific inquiry than matrimony. However, her life gets complicated after the death of her aunt and an attempted abduction, which has her going on the run with a foul-tempered historian named Stoker. I'm guessing the two of them are going to fall in love, and I'm guessing there's going to be a mystery afoot that they have to solve together. Sounds good to me. I haven't heard a lot about this series, but what I have heard has been positive, so I'm hoping that I will like this. That's the first book on the TBR. So I needed 4 more letters for my tile rack, and those were D? I need to move my finger. I can't even read that. And I'm recording this in voiceover. I don't remember what letters I picked. E. And A. Oh wait, that's only 3. There's one more. See, I don't even remember what I picked. Ugh, God. And another D. Hey, that spells dead. Huh. So for this one, I picked a pretty straightforward word, and I spelled red. So for this, I'm going to read a book with a red cover, a cover that is predominantly red. Next, for the prompt red, a book with a red cover, I have decided that I am going to finally read Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This has been on my TBR for what feels like forever. It was extremely popular on BookTube a couple years ago. I've heard many good things. This is a sci-fi thriller, and our main character, he somehow ends up in a time loop, I believe, and so he wakes up in an alternate reality where his wife is not his wife, his son is not his son, and he is a world-famous scientist, so he has to figure out how does he get back to his old life, if that life was ever even real at all. I've had this on my TBR for a long time, and I am excited to finally see what all the hype is about. I don't read a lot of sci-fi, but I do read a lot of thrillers, so this should be interesting. So I needed 2 more letters, and the letters that I picked out of the bag were... Why is this taking me so long? I don't remember what I was doing. U. Also, sometimes it takes me a long time when I fumble with it because the letter is not pointed outward, so I have to turn it around in my hand and then I see what it is. But anyways, I'm just making excuses for my past slowness. A, U and A, there you go. So for this, I chose to spell dad. Yes, my dad is gonna pick my book, and I think I know what he's gonna choose. So next up, dad pick. And I thought to myself when I spelled this prompt, I know what he's gonna pick. I know what my dad is gonna tell me to read. I know him. And yeah, I was right. The book that my dad told me I have to read this month is The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien, the first in the Lord of the Rings series, or as my dad would say, it's not technically a series, it's just one story that's in 3 parts. Whatever you want to call it, this is the first in possibly the most famous fantasy book of all time, and I'm a little apprehensive. I don't think I need to give you a summary of what this is about. Some guys going on a quest, one ring to rule them all. One does not simply walk into Mordor. You know the drill. I have never read The Lord of the Rings before. I did see the first movie, which I thought was good. I wasn't obsessed with it, but it was fine. And I have really wanted to check out this series because it is so iconic. I don't know if I'm going to love it or not. Not enough female characters for my taste, I think. That's my prediction. But I'm going into this with an open mind, you know? It might just absolutely knock my socks off. And I don't know why I just used the phrase knock my socks off. I'm not even wearing socks right now, but that's what happened. So, on my dad's recommendation, I am going to read this book, and he will be happy because he's been trying to get me to do it since I was 13, back when I thought that I didn't like fantasy, because 13-year-old me thought fantasy was only for boys. Yes, that was a very flawed notion, but he's been trying to get me to read this for almost 10 years, and now I'm finally going to. Wish me luck. So I shook that bag up, and then I had to pick 2 letters once more, and I don't remember what those letters were. L. You see, I'm gonna be just as surprised as you are about what comes out of the bag because I don't remember what I picked. And T. There you go, L and T. So I chose to spell the word adult. For this, I have to read an adult book. Can be any genre, but it has to be targeted at an adult audience. Next, the prompt is to read an adult book. And for this, I wanted to be nice to myself and just pick an adult thriller, something quick and easy to read. I went to the library, and honestly, some of my first choices they didn't have. So I ended up deciding that I would get The Wife Who Knew Too Much by Michelle Campbell. I don't know a lot about this book, which is possibly a good thing because I do think it is good to go into thrillers knowing as little as possible, just so you don't have any preconceived notions in your mind as you're trying to figure out the mystery. The reason I decided to get this is because it is set in the Hamptons, and the summary on the inside said that it's the perfect summer thriller, and hey, it's summer, I want to read a thriller. Let's see how this one goes. The basic premise of this book is that waitress Tabitha meets her old flame Connor, who is now married to the wealthy Nina. Tabitha and Connor had been involved in the past, however their relationship fizzled due to their differing class statuses. Now that they reconnect, Connor promises that he is going to leave Nina to be with Tabitha, but then somebody is murdered, and things go terribly wrong. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. I hope this will be a good thriller, and it's short, so should be a quick and fun summer read. Shake up that bag, and now we are going to replace those 4 letters with 4 new ones. Those are, first, a T. Then, past me was struggling today. Like, I'm taking forever. Oh, a blank. I always love when I get a blank. That's probably why I was taking so long. I was probably turning it over in my hand and being like, oh wait, it's a blank. And then, O. And last one, it was a C. Once again, my finger is kind of in the way, but that is a C. Can't confirm. So, the last prompt of the month is going to be tiny. For this, I'm going to read a book that is under 300 pages. So the final prompt of the month is tiny. For this, I am going to read a book that is less than 300 pages long, and I have chosen My Sister, the Serial Killer by Anikan Braithwaite. The basic premise of this book is that Korede is a young woman living in Nigeria, and Korede's sister keeps killing Korede's boyfriends. And Korede has been helping her sister get away with these crimes because she does not want to be blamed herself. Obviously, these are her boyfriends that keep turning up dead, and she knows how suspicious that'll look if she turns her sister in to the police. However, when Korede's sister sets her sights on the doctor that Korede works with, this might be a step too far, and she might finally have to do something to end her sister's crimes once and for all. This is a thriller, and I have heard that it does have some comedic elements, maybe some dark comedy. I don't know exactly what to expect from this book, but I have heard that it is very good, and I'm excited to give it a try. It sounds like an interesting concept, and I'm going to read it this month. So that is it for this month's prompts, and for next month I'm going to carry over an L, Y, O, and C. So that is it for this month's Scrabble TBR game. Just to recap, this month I will be reading The Wife Who Knew Too Much, The Fellowship of the Ring, My Sister, a Serial Killer, Dark Matter, and A Curious Beginning. I will also be hopefully finally finishing Becoming by Michelle Obama. I'm going to see if I can get my hands on the audiobook. I really have been enjoying that book so far. It's just I've been so busy, I put it down for a long time and I need to get back into it. But yeah, wish me luck on this month's TBR, and if you have read any of the books that I mentioned in this video, do let me know in the comment section what you thought of them. I would love to hear what you think. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. I post new videos every single Wednesday. My social media links are down below if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a captivating rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you in the next video.